Yes, sir. We are back with another preview for you guys. It's the Hoodie and the Headband Hoops podcast. I don't know, man. I'm tired, as you guys can see.
It's midnight, y'all.
Bro, it
It's
is almost 1 o'clock. We are recording this after watching USC and Stanford. What a game. Stanford would end up losing that game
Why is that?
in the hands of a Juju Watkins, not 40, but 51 ball. I mean, hey, the guy to my left, to the left of the screen, call that damn near perfectly. But yeah, man, we're here to talk Stanford, UCLA coming up this Sunday afternoon. I'm tired, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
It's 12:40. It is 12:42 a.m. Eastern
Eastern
time.
Standard Time.
Just so y'all know, bro. Just so y'all know.
Just so you know what we do for y'all.
This is on a Friday, like
On a
this.
Friday.
This means.
You know what I'm usually doing at 12:42 on a Friday night? I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it.
I'm normally asleep. I'm old.
If you know, you know. But listen, what Nip said, dedication, hard work, plus patience.
Dedication.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, got a good matchup, big matchup. Another Pac-12 matchup. We got Stanford against UCLA. Now this one, well, don't know. I guess we still don't know. Nothing came out about Lauren Betts, has
Yeah,
it?
she's not playing though.
Okay. Well,
I,
I'm not saying that takes away from it, but that was one of the things that I look forward to in this matchup. And I was waiting for Lauren Betts to play in this matchup, in this game, because she's had a hell of a season so far. And her playing against her old squad, I'm a fan of revenge games, bro. I don't care. I don't care if it's a role player going against his old team. Like, I don't know. We saw Harrison Barnes drop 39 against the Warriors this year.
8 years later.
He said, play for all of the franchise in between.
He said, eventually I'm gonna get my kid back. And when I do, it's gonna be good. You know, he really could have got it in the playoffs last year, but what did he do?
On a Thursday night on TNT.
He did the same thing that he was doing in the finals, and that's why they left him. That's why they let him go and brought in KD. If he would have just made 3 threes, KD would have never gone to Golden State.
Oh man.
Man.
Anyways, man. We got another, exciting California Pac-12 matchup, man. I feel like a lot of what other Cal? Well, you got Cal, USC, UCLA, Stanford.
I think that's all.
California teams in the Pac. Is that it?
I think that's all because you got 2 Arizona, 2 Washington, Utah, Colorado, Oregon, 2 Oregons. So I think that's it.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, no. So
I'm forgetting about Cal, low key.
Yeah.
Because I saw they was playing today, and I was like, oh yeah, Cal is in California. Because when I said when we was on the not Cal is in California, but
I say Cal is in California.
Or I was more so like, oh yeah, Cal is a Pac-12 school. Because when I said like Juju
Yeah.
is she's gonna have rights to say like, oh, she run California, blah blah blah. She can't really totally say that because I don't know, I can't remember off the top of my head if they played California yet or not. But I mean, let's be honest. Like California is like they on a lower tier in terms of California teams right now. So, but yeah, man, and California teams is hooping.
Shosky, dog. UCLA did take the dub against Cal tonight. Well, Friday night. Yeah. What are your thoughts heading into this matchup?
I think it's a difficult matchup, size wise for UCLA without Lauren. I don't think they're at as much as a disadvantage as USC. Granted, USC was able to cause Kiki and Cam to struggle from the floor, but they also caused 3 players to foul out for USC. So Um, Angela Dugalich and Lena Sontag are going to need to do a lot to keep this game. I don't say within reach, but to keep this game close. And then for Stanford, can they guard UCLA's guards? They just got cooked by Juju Watkins, who gave him 51. Prison Osborne is a tremendous scorer in her own right. She had 30 tonight. Kiki Rice can give you 25 to 30 any given night. London Jones can give you 20 points any given night. Gabby Hawkes can give you 16 to 18 any given night. So they're going to have to come to play on defense. So really it's Stanford's guards versus UCLA's post players, in my opinion. Because you know what you're going to get from UCLA's guards. You know what you're going to get from Stanford's post players. It's those matchups that are going to be the test, because tonight Stanford's guards didn't really show up, and that's been a problem for them since Anna Wilson and Kiana Williams left. Is the point guard play has been a struggle for the last couple of years, and not that LaPolo is a bad player, it's just they don't have that same flow that a Stanford offense normally has.
Mm-hmm.
And she struggles shooting the ball, so she's not really. When you can see when she gets past half court, teams don't feel like she's a threat with the ball in her hand. So that makes it difficult for Cam and Kiki to get enough space to operate in the post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know why. It just feel like watching the game. Well, I saw the second half of the game live, but watching the game, I thought USC out rebounded Stanford, because that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like at times.
They
But
definitely offensive rebounded or out
Stanford
offense.
actually out rebounded USC 43-38.
Mm.
Cam Brink had 15 of them.
I would say that first half, Cam Brink was cooking though.
Cam Brink had 15 of them. Kiki often had 9. Nobody else had more than 3. But they had 43. And I mean, yeah, they can rebound the ball, but it's just like their guards gotta step up. Especially in a matchup like this where you're gonna get some bad court of Kiki Rice and Charisma Osborne who dropped 30 tonight.
Yeah.
Or something casual.
And they gonna go at your head and they gonna be aggressive. Always.
Yeah, they are the type to attack. Like, I mean, they saw that with Juju like today. Like Juju was going at them, like wasn't afraid to get contact. I mean, she got to the line a good bit tonight, and she wasn't afraid of going down there with Cam Brink. I mean, Cam Brink had how many blocks did she have? Because she had a block party tonight, bro.
Yeah, at least 8.
I know she had 8, and that's when I tweeted that. Cam Brink 8 blocks.
She had 5 in the first half. She was dominant. I mean, she wasn't really I think she was like 2 for 8 in the first half, but she had 5 points, 10 boards, 5 blocks, 3 assists. Like, filled the stat sheet. And then I think the score was like 31-31, and then Juju came out in that third quarter and was just any shot she took was money. I was like, no way she made that one. Damn, she made that one too. Like it
was one shot she almost made that if she would have hit it, I would have ran a lap around the block. It was one of them deep range, like logo S3s. I mean, Stanford logo is just an S. But if it's like you playing at like, I don't know, Ohio State.
Oh, so them big logos.
Big logos.
So they ain't really logo 3s then.
No, it was a deep 3 though. But I mean, I think with the way that they lost tonight, I mean, we saw Stanford go on a little bit of a run in the third and like fourth quarter. Because I don't want to say USC got complacent, but it's just more so like everything was going through Juju in that game. And other players, I want to say, wasn't looking to score. They're more so looking for Juju to score because they wanted Juju to get 50. And I mean, you could tell. And then Juju wanted 50 the whole time. I mean, obviously, who doesn't want 50? Like she was conscious of how many points she had. Like she was attacking, and she was trying to get the ball, asking for the ball, calling for the ball. I mean, you got Mackenzie Forbes that hit big shots, and stepped up and hit shots whenever they needed to, and helped them go on that run that they went on the end the game with, to help cement the lead. But the game got within what, four, I want to say,
Mhm.
yeah, and that's because like what's it called, Stanford started taking advantage of their opportunities, man, and I think they're gonna come out hungry. This game is Stanford or UCLA.
Stanford played at Stanford tonight, so I would assume it's at UCLA.
The game is in Stanford.
Oh wow, back to back games at home.
Yeah.
I feel like that don't happen very often.
Sunday on ESPN.
And UCLA's got back to back on the road, if I'm not mistaken. They play at Cal tonight, no?
Yep.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, they're all in California, so it's not
I
like
mean,
a super
yeah, this is
30
like
minute
this is
30
like
minute.
an upgraded high school basketball league, the Pac-12.
Very, very upgraded because they be cooking.
Yeah, this is
Not
this
to
is
say
professional high school basketball right here.
high school basketball is crazy.
Anyways, man. Oh man. So who would UCLA put on Cameron Brink if there's no Lauren Betts?
They probably go with Leach just because Leach has a little bit more size than Sontag. And she's a little bit more experienced, but I think they'll both get time because Kiki Ariafen is on the other side. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have to cross match at times.
Yeah.
Um, Christina Wallow will have to come off the bench and give good minutes as well. And it's gonna be the guards are gonna have to pinch in and help too. Gabby Jaquez is really good at getting deflections and pinching down in the post.
Yeah.
So out there, she can help with that. Um, this may be one of the games where Gabby plays a little bit more than London Jones does, just because of the size.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Um, you run like a charisma, Kiki, Gabby, Sontag, and Leach lineup, and see how that runs.
Mhm.
Because it's not like there's a huge drop off offensively. If you bring in Gabby Jaquez, like she does a little bit less on the ball, but she's really good at cutting to the basket. She's really good in transition. So she still brings a lot to the table offensively, and definitely brings a lot on the defensive side. Um, and then for Stanford's guards, you just gotta lock in, like take the shots that are given to you, shoot them with confidence, and then you gotta have some pride on the defensive end. Not saying that they didn't tonight, but they didn't really start sending a double or playing with like real intensity off of ball screens and things like that until she got to 40 points, and then they started trapping and double teaming, and that could also be on Tara for not having that in the game plan to start with, because if you look at the last couple of games, we had talked about it. Juju Watkins' efficiency was a little lower, and then the rest of the players weren't necessarily stepping up while she was struggling. So if if you see her start to get it going in the first quarter, you probably should have started trapping early to try to get her out of a rhythm. But you didn't start trapping until the fourth quarter, and she had already had 40 by then.
Yeah.
So I mean,
24.
she missed a couple shots in the fourth quarter, a couple of tough shots, a couple that were makeable, but you know, Stanford's guards and the game plan for how they're going to guard UCLA's guards got to be better. Now, granted, they've played all four of these players before. They played Chris Osborne like for 4 or 5 years now. Kiki Rice will be the second year.
Yep.
Gabby Howard second year, and they played London Jones before. So there's no real surprise with this one. Maybe Juju Watkins was a bit of a surprise element because they haven't played her yet. But I
Yeah.
feel like what Juju Watkins wants to do when she gets the ball. So it's not like, oh, I don't know, like y'all had to have had a scout. Like if you had a scout for any game this year, it would be the USC game. Um, but I would assume since there's some experience of playing these players that they'll fare much better than they did against um, Juju tonight.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so as well. Um, I think they're just gonna take, I don't say the momentum, but just take, you know, what happened tonight and try to make sure it doesn't happen Sunday afternoon. Now, I don't know about. I mean, of course, UCLA has the edge guard wise, and I think that's what's probably going to drive them over the top in this matchup. Is the guards like that's the difference. That's the end all be all. I mean, it's not often we see a big dominate the game. I mean, you have your bigs that do dominate the game and can win you a game like from start to finish, like Alyssa Pilley or Ioka Lee or um trying to think of who else. I mean, like Aaliyah Boston last year or years before, and like Angel Reese last year. Like, bigs have their moments. And in the women's game, you see bigs become the best in their league or in the nation or whatever most times. But we also do see times where the guards control the game too. And that's really where the game starts at the guard position. The guard is the one bringing on the ball 99% of the time, setting up the plays, setting the tempo. And UCLA got a good guard duo that can set the pace, set the tempo, attack, play make, do everything that's needed and do everything that's needed to win against a team like Stanford, who is what, number 4 in the nation?
Yeah, and it
And
seems like
they dropped down to 7 now, but I feel like that's
depending on
gonna flip.
yeah, it goes.
I feel like that's gonna flip. I feel
If
like
they, if they beat UCLA, then they'll probably stay in like the 5 to 6 range.
yeah, but I don't know. I got a feeling UCLA takes the dub in this one, man.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I do think this is a game where this could be a game where Kiki and Cam really dominate. Like they had a game a couple of games ago where Kiki had like 20 and 20, and
Yeah,
then Cam had like 20 and 15 or something like that. Like
I'm
this
crazy.
could be this could be another one of those games because without Lauren Betts down there, the defense in the post is a lot different for UCLA. Like
Hmm.
Lauren Betts is a deterrent for people even going in there. Like I was listening to not JC, Jalen Sherrod on Haley Jones' podcast, and she was like, "Hey, when Lauren Jones is down there, like, or Lauren Betts is down there, ain't nobody trying to go down there." Like,
Yeah.
so it's like
Oh, she like what, 6?
6, 7.
Insane.
So like, like, there's a big difference from when she's down there, and then and they haven't seen. I mean, obviously they practice against it, but they haven't seen it in a game. So I
Yeah.
feel like a little bit of an adjustment period. And I really wish we could see that matchup and just see how that goes because Cam Brink probably isn't coming back next year. So if
Likely
we,
not. She's
if,
projected as a second pick in the draft.
yeah,
Why would you come back? Like,
exactly. But
Cameron Brink, you are a Los Angeles Spark, okay?
if Lauren's not able to come back for the rest of the season, then we won't see that matchup for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Um, but
Um,
obviously, Lauren Best's health is more important than us seeing a matchup that we're gonna build up as revenge, even if it's not just because she transferred from that school. And
Honestly, she could have left that school on great terms, still be friends, still kick it, still cool with whatever.
well, if you listen to the Haley episode, she didn't say that there was, but Haley was like, "Oh, what made like in a way she was asking like what made her want to like transfer," but she was like, "But like you don't have to go into full detail." And Lauren, I don't want to say she like hinted at it, but I feel like there was a reason why she left.
I mean,
She just
obviously, but
and I'm not saying that it was really bad terms, but I don't think it was good terms either.
it wasn't good enough for her to stay,
Well, yeah,
obviously,
fair.
and for her to go to a conference rival.
Right there.
Like,
Didn't even lead us. I mean, she left the city, but didn't even lead the state. It was just like,
yeah,
oh, I'm 30 minutes down the road.
she out the block, around the corner, and down the street.
Honestly,
But yeah, no, I would have loved to see Lauren Betts, but as you know, you mentioned and we talked about earlier this week, um, she's been out due to some undisclosed reasons. Hopefully we see her back sometime this season. And if we can see this matchup, it'll probably happen in Pac-12 tournament, which I'll definitely have eyes on regardless because the Pac-12 is arguably the best conference in the nation. But yeah.
For this game, I'm gonna go with Stanford.
Okay.
I do think UCLA's guards play really well, but I have to see the post players for UCLA without Lawrence step up in a big game like this. Um, Granted, I, I have to see the same for Stanford's guards, but I think they can make enough plays around Cam and Kiki um, for Stanford to pull out the win at home. I think I think UCLA will come out inspired, um, to play in a game that I know Lauren would want to play in.
Mhm.
But I think Stanford can get this one at home,
I
especially
mean,
after
yeah.
losing to.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. I think Stanford can get the dub at home, and they haven't lost back-to-back games this season. So, like, they literally lose once a month, and they got that one loss at the beginning of the month.
That's right. They're like, all right, we got the rest of the month.
Right. But
Can't do that in March though. I mean, I guess you could lose
and
the
they're
conference.
not that bad of a schedule after UCLA. So they can get past UCLA, which should be a test for them for sure. Because we mentioned like the guard duo and the guard, how some other teams might have a guard advantage over them. This would be a test for them. This would be a test for Cam and Kiki as well. Um, I don't know, but I'm going with UCLA here. I'm going with UCLA. They
It's like back-to-back times where we differ.
I know. Wow. Okay, starting to differ. About time. Instead of everything.
Hey man,
Adding some parody to the show.
hey man, I know boss. Some people just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that team because I'm just like some of these games like I'm going with UConn regardless. So you go. I mean, not regardless because I'm probably not going to against South Carolina, but almost regardless, I'm going with UConn
Almost regardless.
because I don't think I want them against UCLA either.
Nah. Um, I I I say UCLA got it. Um, they played well. They've been the number 2 team in the nation earlier this season. Um, they're still a great team. They're still a good team outside of Lauren Betts, and they're still a problem.
If they want to win the regular season championship, they got to win this game.
Yeah, it's literally
Uh,
because Stanford is
Stanford, Colorado is 8-2, and then UCLA was next to 6-3. So they win this, they give Stanford their third loss, they get their seventh win, and
mhm.
then they play Arizona State, Oregon, Utah, Colorado, Arizona State, Arizona. So you got a chance to, beat the teams that are near you or ahead of you from here on out. So the this is the time that you need to go and get those wins if
Yeah,
you want.
especially as UCLA emerges as, a contender, a title favorite this season. They've been very consistent in their play, and a win like this on their resume just helps out even more.
Because Haley did ask how much this Pac-12 season was going to mean to them since it was the last.
Mm.
She asked Jalen if they thought or if she thought that more players were um, going to take winning this championship more seriously or winning the tournament more
Yeah,
seriously.
right, because they
The
are
last
like changing and rearranging the conferences,
half
which
I'm going, half I'm going to the Big 12, some I'm going to the ACC.
an
But
ACC game in the Pacific. Like, come on now, what are we doing, bro? It's the
Stanford,
Atlantic
Stanford
Athletic Conference,
playing
not the
Clemson.
Athletic Pacific. Like, come on, bro. Like, we gotta stick to the name, bro.
Stanford playing Clemson is crazy. Like
The
South
Stanford
Carolina having
ACC?
to travel all the way to California. It's crazy.
Crazy, crazy for real, dog. But yeah, there you have it. Our predictions, our preview for UCLA against Stanford this afternoon, Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock, ESPN.
I forgot that we putting it out on Sunday. I was like, this afternoon.
No.
But yeah. You know what he's talking about.
Damn, we making people watch this before church.
Yes.
It's coming out at 10 o'clock. My church start at 10 o'clock.
Watch it before church and then watch it again after church.
I'm be watching it in church. No, I'm not.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lord. Lord, I'm sorry.
You watching a pod that you recorded during church is crazy. At least watch the podcast that you ain't heard yet. This man, like, yeah,
I'm gonna plug it. I'm gonna plug it to my neighbor. It'd be like, tell your neighbor whatever. I'm be like, Hoodie and Headband podcast.
You gotta like go up and say like, hey, I gotta
Doing good about my neighbor, my mama.
yeah, go up and say, this is something I want to say. Hey man, y'all go subscribe.
You crazy
They gonna
dog.
be,
You my testimony to be. I got a podcast.
pretty much.
Oh man. Anyways, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. ESPN. Y'all know what to find a game at, man. Needs to be more Pac-12 games on ESPN. I don't know what the TV deals are, but I do know the Pac-12 needs to be nationally televised.
Well, they will be.
Everyone to see the greatness of this conference.
The teams that are in the Pac-12 right now will be televised next year because they'll be in different conferences.
I mean, yeah. That's crazy. The Big 12 gonna be like the Big 2.
Big 12 gonna be like the Big 18 or something.
What conference again? Like, is only gonna have like 2, like the 3 teams in them, and it's like a number conference.
It might be Big 12.
Was it Big 12? I know it wasn't Big 10. I know Big 10.
I know SEC and I said SEC. I know Texas and Oklahoma are going to the SEC.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
But I don't think there's a ton of teams, but I'd have to look.
It's like the Big 6 or something now. I don't know.
But they added the ACC team, so I think that brought it back up. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows, man? But I know one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. This is gonna be a great game to watch on a Sunday afternoon. You know, you got your plate, feet kicked up. You gonna watch. You're gonna be tuning in. And thank you guys for tuning in to us for and allowing us to provide you with the preview as we've been doing these last couple of weeks.
Like a preacher. Appreciate y'all.
We'll be back with some more talk this week. You know, we gotta recap. We gotta recap. There'll be free agencies with some moves. You know, starting to storm a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my god.
Starting to storm. I'm seeing the sky starting to storm up a little bit, you know.
Sky ain't doing shit.
You ain't get the pun there.
Storm. I got it. But there's also a team named Sky that have like 3 rosters.
Yeah, Sky ain't doing it. Hey.
Free car, man.
I can't even say what I want to. All right, thank you guys.